Okay, so, we love diving into stuff you find interesting. And this DBA Next Level community on Skool,
Yeah.
you sent this over, I think it was the About page.
It is the About page.
Yeah, for their community. And
Yeah.
I think it's worth taking a closer look to kind of suss out what it's all about, especially as you're thinking about growing your DFY business, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the first thing that jumps out at you is their tagline.
Oh, yeah.
Join a community of DFY business owners scaling to 50K plus per month without a massive team or complex systems.
Right.
And I think right there we get a pretty clear sense of who they're trying to attract.
Yeah, that 50K plus per month, like
Yeah.
it signals a certain level of ambition, right? It's
Yeah.
like these aren't startups necessarily,
Right.
This is for established DFY businesses that are looking for some serious growth.
Yeah. And
And what I think is so fascinating is the fact that they're saying without a massive team.
right.
Why do you think that resonates with business owners at this level?
I mean, I would imagine that the idea of having to manage like a huge team
Yeah.
is really daunting for a lot of business owners.
Right. It's more overhead. It's,
Yeah.
Potential for communication breakdowns and all that stuff. So
Yeah, so this idea of a more streamlined path
totally.
to that revenue goal is really appealing.
Yeah. And I think it really speaks to the idea of efficiency, right? Like maybe it's about optimizing the talent that you already have or, figuring out how to leverage automation in really smart ways.
Right.
Or even focusing on higher value clients so that you can command, greater revenue without having to proportionally increase your workload and team size.
Yep.
Think about it. Higher profit margins, potentially less management complexity.
Absolutely. And then the other piece of it, right? Like
Yeah.
scaling without complex systems. I know that's a
Big work.
huge pain point for so many business owners.
Absolutely.
You get caught up in the processes.
Yeah.
And you lose sight of the core business.
So it suggests to me like a focus on keeping things lean and effective, right?
Right.
So we're talking about clear, essential workflows, tools that integrate smoothly without a lot of fuss and really like trying to avoid unnecessary layers of bureaucracy as you grow.
Yeah.
So it begs the question, could overcomplicating things actually hinder your ability to scale as a DFY business?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes you wonder if like simplicity and focus are really key ingredients
Right.
for sustainable growth at this stage.
Totally.
And the other interesting thing, too, is the fact that it's a community on Skool.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
So that's significant.
That tells us something, right?
It does.
So it's not just about like,
Yeah.
here's the information, go figure it out on your own.
Yeah.
There's this real emphasis on...
It's about peer-to-peer learning.
Yeah.
Right? You're not just passively receiving information, you're engaging with others who are going through similar challenges and striving for similar outcomes. In this DFY space, so what do you think that kind of peer interaction, what are some of the immediate benefits it could offer someone like you?
Well, I would imagine you get those real-world insights.
Right.
It's not theoretical advice. It's solutions from people who are actually doing it right.
In the trenches.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's like a shortcut to figuring out what works for businesses like mine.
Yeah, and I love this idea of reaching the next level.
Yeah.
Because it's more than just a revenue number.
Right.
It's about, maybe having greater operational ease.
Yeah.
Perhaps more personal freedom for the business owner, and really building a more resilient and profitable enterprise without, being bogged down by, excessive team management or convoluted systems.
Yeah, so it sounds like for you, someone who wants to gain knowledge quickly and efficiently.
Totally.
This DBA Next Level community is kind of offering this curated environment, right?
Yeah.
It's a focused pool of individuals.
It is.
All aiming for a similar outcome, using a similar philosophy.
And that's really powerful, I think.
Right.
Especially when you consider, the specificity of the DFY niche.
Totally.
So I think, a really important question for you to consider is, in your journey to scale your DFY business, what specific hurdles are you facing when it comes to, team structure or your operational systems? Because this community, it seems like it's designed to address those pain points.
Right. Okay, so to kind of sum up DBA Next Level on Skool, sounds like it's a pretty tightly focused community.
It does.
For DFY business owners who are serious about hitting that 50K plus a month revenue mark while intentionally avoiding.
Intentionally avoiding the pitfalls of...
Yeah, those pitfalls of like massive teams and complex systems.
Yes, and I think that community aspect is so important, right? Because it suggests that there's a strong emphasis on, shared learning and practical solutions.
Yeah, and that kind of focused peer support in your niche.
Right, exactly.
Can be incredibly powerful.
Oh, absolutely.
For cutting through all the business noise.
Totally.
And finding strategies that really fit your model.
So true.
So as you think about your own DFY business, what are the 1 or 2 areas where you feel like that leverage of peer-to-peer learning and insights into those efficient team structure or simplified systems could make the biggest difference right now?
Yeah.
And then also, what would achieving that $50K plus monthly revenue, that next level, what would that unlock for you and your business?
Good question.
Both in terms of growth and operational ease.
Yeah.
Big question.
Yeah.
But that's your challenge to explore.
That's your homework.
Yeah, that's your homework.
There you go.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Bye.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.